Hello, I'm Nathan Judah. I'm here with Wolves reporter Tim Spiers. Tim, Preston North End 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, and I think...
What do you think?
I think that's a decent point at the end of the day.
It is. Although you'd say Wolverhampton Wanderers against 10 men for half an hour.
Yes.
That you should win the game. You should certainly create a couple of chances, and then who really created one. They were disappointing today in spells for me. I thought the first half they were very flat, quite ordinary. There was nothing going on really. Just Neves long shots. That's pretty much all they had.
One cork of a long shot though.
It was a beauty. We were all on the pitch if that went in. And then second half, Preston, fair play, came out and deservedly took the lead. They came flying out of the traps.
Weetabix at half time.
Shreddies, I think was
okay.
Flying out of the traps and deservedly took the lead. Wolves responded instantly, and then you've got I think 28 minutes left to try and find a winner against 10 men. And the disappointing thing is they only really created one good chance for Benikafobe, which is blocked by the keeper. So overall, considering the way they played and considering they were 1-0 down, it is a good point, and it was a very tough game. It's a cliche, but this is a tough place to come. Wolves draw here every year. You know exactly what we're going to get. The fans really, it's partisan in its own small way, because it's a small crowd, but it's partisan, and they get on the opposition's back, and they get on the referee's back, and they get behind their team, and it works. It's a bit of a cauldron in that regard. Tough place to come. A very tough game against a good team for the second time this season, and to get 4 points against Preston, I think it's decent. But look,
11 versus 11, take away the 10 men. Possession was pretty much 50-50. I mean, they were right in the game, and when they went 1-0 down, Wolves, I thought this could be it. They're probably going to lose this game.
The way it was going, they were going to lose because Preston had all the momentum. There was no immediate reaction from Wolves, and it took the daftest of red cards from young John Welsh. I don't think he's Welsh. He's not
the actual Liverpool's John Welsh, is it?
That guy. That's it.
He's not young anymore, then, is he?
No, he's not.
He's getting on a little bit now.
Yes, he's
what was he doing?
Almost as old as you.
Wow.
He crunched through Jota, shock.
Shock.
Towards the end of the first half, Jota chopped in two, as he is every game. The now traditional chop on Jota. A very deserved booking.
Tackle.
Very deserved booking, and then they're 1-0 up. Cavallero's trying to break, and he just pegs him back. I mean, it wasn't even past halfway.
No,
you know, Preston could have dealt with it. So it was really daft from his point of view. And immediately the pendulum, the metaphorical pendulum, swung in Wolves' favour, and they got the goal almost immediately through Costa.
Lovely goal.
Great finish, 2-2 for him now. Again teed up by that man Cavallero, who's on fire.
Literally fantastic.
By the way,
best player on the pitch today.
No, he wasn't. But he was
very good.
Wasn't
best player on the pitch.
Defences were on top today. I thought Conor Cody was excellent.
That's why it's 1-1.
Brown was very good for them as well. You completely put me off. You do this every time. I was talking. Put me off my train of thought. Go on, next question. Bloody hell.
Just like great Costa in front of 5,500 as well. Fans were unbelievable.
Noisy.
Very noisy.
And plentiful.
Yes, there were.
Lots of them. They enjoyed their day.
No empty seats.
Packed that away, and they could have sold even more tickets. 5,600 in a crowd of 18,000, so it's more than a quarter. But they made a lot of noise.
Laura. We're not in Blackpool.
It was a really good atmosphere actually. Both teams going hell for leather. It was a typical championship game, the kind of game that Wolves will hope they don't have to play next season. A horrible kind of muck and nettles type game, particularly in the first half.
Pitch is steady.
And I thought both defences were very good and very organised, and they were kind of cancelling each other out really. And it did open up, start a second half, but a point was a fair result.
But when I thought Preston went down to 10 men, that's when Wolves really got into third and fourth gear, and they just didn't, did they?
Yeah, well, he made a funny... Afobe was coming on 1-0 down, and then Costa scored, and he came on anyway. Took off on Jai, and I couldn't tell you what the formation was. It was all over the shop really. Afobe was playing on the last man, and then you had Cavallero and Jota and Costa kind of in and around, and then Neves is on his own really in centre midfield. So the formation, they don't change formation very often, but all of a sudden it looks a bit different. And it wasn't really working. And then if you look, interestingly, 9 minutes to go, Sace comes on for Costa, and they kind of go back to traditional 3-4-3. So maybe that played a part in it, because I was expecting an avalanche of attacks.
Absolutely.
And it started off that way, but then Preston, like I said, very organised, obviously had no designs on attacking at this stage, Preston, because they're down to 10 men, and whenever they got it, they slowed it down and killed any momentum that Wolves were trying to build up, and to be honest, they did a very good job. You have to say that's part of it as well. Yes, Wolves were below par today, but Preston are very tough to beat. They've lost 1 in 16. Preston,
I was going to say, there's a lot of good sides who've come here and got nothing from the game, you know, and that's why.
And a lot of bad sides who've come here and won, like Middlesbrough, the only team to win here for a while.
Oh, every video now,
Can't help myself.
I've lost my train of thought now. You put me off now.
Can't help myself.
So a lot of people after the game, interviewing the fans, saying, "Mind the gap, Villa, mind the gap." And yes, Villa have lost there today, but Cardiff have beaten Middlesbrough, and the gap has actually shrunk a little bit.
Oh, it's down to 11. Oh. It's squeaky bum time now. Down to 11 points, and everyone, that Wolves dressing room is bricking it, I've got to say. They are, it is what it is. Yeah. Wolves are the ones that are consistently grinding out results week after week after week, and their rivals tend to slip up every 2 or 3 weeks. It was Derby last week, it's Villa this week, it's been Cardiff recently as well. So yeah, as long as they keep grinding out these results, then they will go up, because they've got some tough away games coming up. Yes. The aforementioned teams, obviously Fulham next week. That is what a game that's going to be. They have turned Villa over by all accounts today and very deservedly beaten a team that had won 7 on the bounce. Yeah, that's going to be a fantastic game. Then you've got Villa away in March as well. You've got Cardiff away coming up. If Wolves go through those games unbeaten, then I'd say that's it. Do you know what I mean? But I know they haven't won it today, but for me, it's a point closer to promotion rather than 2 points dropped. Very tough place to come. They're not going to win them all. No. And whenever the front three kind of really don't quite hit the heights that we all know that they can achieve, Wolves have got this amazing defensive organisation and rigidity to fall back on, and that's why they don't lose many games.
Bonatini and Afobe both on the bench today. You know, Bonatini had a bit of a knock prior. Afobe came on first. Do you think either of those two are going to be used in the next game? Maybe see them starting, because they were flat first half, weren't they?
Costa got his goal, but before that his end product was really poor today. He got in a lot of good positions, particularly in the first half, and did nothing with it. So I don't know, but he's looking back to his old self. He's on a long run of games. You want to keep him going. I'm not sure who you dropped for Afobe, and also Afobe didn't do anything today to say, look, pick me next game. He had that one good chance that was blocked. Didn't see a lot else of the ball. Didn't make much of an impact. So I'm not sure if he comes in. But then again, I wonder if Nuno will chase tack a little bit now that they're going back to midweek games. They haven't had a midweek game in a while.
Yeah, we've got a midweek game.
And if you remember, the last lull they had was when they had a run of games, Saturday, Tuesday. Sure. And he pretty much played the same team every week throughout that. And I wonder now if we're going to see a little bit of rotation. Just a little bit. We've got Sace coming back now. We've got Bonatini, Afobe. Morgan Gibbs-White's been excellent off the bench recently.
You love a bit of Morgan Gibbs-White.
Easy for you to say. I do wonder if we'll see a little bit of rotation, because they play Wednesday home to Norwich. Yes. By far the easier game on paper before that really tough trip to Fulham on Saturday. Very tough. A quick turnaround. So maybe we'll see a couple of changes on Wednesday.
Preston 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. For all the post-match reaction, make sure you log on to expressionstar.com.